Welcome back to Nomads on Deck. On this week's episode, we are going to be exchanging our 20-year-old toilet for a brand new one, which we are super excited because the one that we have is gross. So right now we are taking our boat out. Any excuse is good to take the baby out, but we are going out for a pump out so we can have a clean tank when we exchange the toilet. This over here is our friend Jason, and he is a friend from the marina, super nice person. He is always helping us, and he was right there when we had our poopy accident. Right now, he is helping Jeremiah just figure out a few things about the boat, how to drive it, how to do certain things. And even though he knows, it's always nice to have another person who's very experienced, just giving us tips on how to do things and what not to do. We wanted to share the process of the pump out because we receive a lot of questions when it comes to waste. People want to know if it goes into the ocean or what happens to it. So in this video, we are showing you and explaining exactly where it goes and what happens to it.
Poo-poo. So we are here doing a full tank pump out. So it's kind of gross, but this is all of the waste that was in the holding tank, and it's attached with a special fitting that runs through this hose over to the pump, which goes to the marina's holding tank, where all the boats can come and pump out. That way we don't have to worry about where to put it. It just goes down the toilet into the tank and then comes here. We're about halfway done, and then once it's done, I will flush it with some water just to kind of keep things a little bit cleaned out. Then I'll pump that out one more time and then put a cleaning packet inside the tank to kind of break down the materials as they go in. But we're almost done here, and then we'll head back over to the slip and settle in.
This is exciting. What do we have? Woohoo! Yes, toilet. What do you have there?
This is the toilet seat.
Huh? So what is it? It's a Jabsco?
Yeah, it's the Jabsco manual, full size.
For our butts.
It's a new pooper.
Woohoo!
For pooping.
Do you want to test it?
Let's get it hooked up first.
You want to put your butt there, see if it fits?
Nope, I sure don't.
You have a big butt, and you cannot lie. We are switching the toilet because this one is disgusting. So we're trying to figure out how to do that.
So I've got this water line coming into it right here. And that's what gives us our water when we flush. And that water line comes from right here, underneath the cabinet, to the sea strainer, to the valve down here that is closed. But even with that closed and this valve right here closed, it's still pumping in water. So I just tightened this. Now I'm going to see if it continues to pump in water. And if it does not pump water, then I think we're ready to go. So this line right here feeds in raw water from the bottom of the boat so that we can flush the toilet with salt water. So I need to disconnect this to replace it with our new hose, which is bright and pretty right here. But there's still water in it, so I've got this little container handy, and when that gets too full, I've got a wine cork. Because I can't get the water supply to it turned completely off. So this might be a tad bit wet. Huh, hardly at all. Beautiful. You can see in here what I'm doing. Just trying to wiggle this hose clamp off to get this line out of here. Alright, so I went ahead and got the hose disconnected on both sides. It was pretty seized up over there. So instead of trying to fish it through a tiny little hole behind the toilet and back through this cabinet that I can't really get to with my arms, I'm going to go ahead and tape them end to end and then just try to feed it through nice and slow while I pull out the old one so that it follows the same path. And then when it comes out, I'll be able to pull it out because I just doubled over the tape so it's not too sticky on the end. Now I'm just going to try to feed it through and hope for the best here. Maybe I can see it. Oh, she's almost there.
What are you doing now?
Taking off the outlet line of waste from the toilet. Thankfully it's just water, because I just flushed a whole bunch of water through it. So here it is right there. It's pretty gross, but that's what carries everything from the toilet to the tank behind me. So when we got this boat, it did not have a vented loop in the sanitation system. So what that is, if you don't know, it comes from the toilet and then up from a hose up above the toilet line over an arc and then down to the tank. And that prevents it from backfilling the toilet after you've flushed, and it keeps things from coming back in or flooding your boat through your toilet. So now that that's done, I'm going to put a grocery bag, which I think I have one. I don't. So I'm going to put it down into the hose so it doesn't leak everywhere. Then I'm going to pull it through and drain the contents into this poop bucket.
Yay!
Okay. Alright, so it doesn't need to be watertight or anything. I just went ahead and stuffed a grocery bag down inside and then taped around it so it doesn't fall off. I'm going to come over here and start to pull it through. So this is the vented loop. So right now I'm just getting it in place where I would be putting it to see where I need to cut this line back to make sure that I have enough room to get to everything. Here, I'll show you from this point of view. It might look like more space on the video, but I have about 4 inches right here, which is enough space for me to access my top vent. So once that's in place, I'll look at the edge right there, I'm going to mark it, and then I'm going to cut it so that I can put it up onto the fit. Oh, I almost got it. Oh, I'm the strongest man in the world.
Yes, you are.
My $2 fillet knife
Gross.
is now trash.
It's now full of poop. Thank you very much. Don't you have to change that for the new hose?
Nope. This hose is fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Can you get this soap?
Oh my god.
So I've got the vented loop installed on one side so far. Now now I'm just putting on the hose clamp here to tighten down, maybe get it started. I had to use soap to lubricate the plastic so it would slide together, and now my gloves are all slippery.
While he's doing that, I'm going to show you today's sunset. It's looking so pretty. I'll get a towel. So that is going in.
Alright guys, so we have the toilet bowl in place. Now I just need to tie in this saltwater supply, which goes right here on the back of the pump. If you want to get a little closer, you can see that right here at this little inlet port right there. I have 2 hose clamps on it, and on boats it's very common to, so I'll put one way and one is the opposite way. So this one will be on the top, the other one will be on the bottom, so that it'll be much harder for the hose to work itself off because it's got pressure directly on the top and bottom of its of the hose. So it's just kind of hard to get my hand in there. All right guys, so now this is gonna look kind of weird. I'm going to line the inside of this with some just regular dish soap. We have Dawn. Line the inside of it and the outside of this to kind of make it a little bit slick. It helps to lubricate the surface so that it can slide on. Maybe. Oh, just like that. That was money.
God bless my husband that can do all of that. 'Cause I can't.
That's what I'm here for. Alright, so right down here guys, we have a through-hole valve that lets water in through this black line right here. That comes into the sea strainer right here to filter out big things, any big debris, and then it comes through here, strained through this clear line back behind the cabinet, and then comes right here into the side of the manual pump on the new toilet. Then as we're pumping it, fresh water comes in through this line, cleans the bowl of the toilet, and then the waste comes down through the bottom of the toilet, up and out this line, which then goes to our vented loop, which is our vented loop right here. It comes out from the bathroom right there, comes up and over, and this just prevents any sort of backflow or flooding caused by the toilet. So it comes up that line, down, and then it follows that line back under and over to our holding tank right here. Okay guys, we're on dry bowl mode here. We're gonna switch it over to a wet bowl. I'm also gonna open up this valve underneath there. Unlock it. You can see water starting to come. I'm just going to go ahead and lock it, let that fill up a little bit with some water. and we have ourselves a working toilet.